The rate or frequency of building collapse in Nigeria of recent is worrisome developments to well-meaning Nigerians, as many lives and huge investments are lost due to building collapse issue. If any environment is not conducive to build structures, then it is not conducive to living. On this program today, we shall try to address the causes of frequent building collapse in Nigeria and the way forward. Recall that about 22 buildings collapsed between January and July 2024 in Nigeria. And of course, we have resource persons in the studio to handle this topic today. TPL Town Planning Dr. Joaquin Olase, Director Cartography, Nigeria Population Commission, Abuja, of course, retired. I want to welcome you to the program, Doc.
Thank you very much.
We also have Engineer Fimba Ajebu, Chairman, Nigerian Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State Chapter. Welcome to the program, Engineer.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here.
Yes, and so you are a stakeholder. Remember to join us. You call in and then send your message through our phones here, our lines. And of course, we are live on Facebook, Anambra Broadcasting Service. Live on Facebook, Anambra Broadcasting Service. Let's take our first message from our sponsor. We shall return. Please stay tuned.
Anambra State Urban Regeneration Council. Let us join hands to build Anambra State. Kanyichi Kotaka, Solo Dozi Anambra State. Anambra de Ma, Diri Monagi.
Governor Chukwuma Soludo's urban regeneration agenda is truly transforming Anambra State into the most livable smart mega city, a vision of homeland that is the preferred destination in which to live, invest, learn, work, relax and enjoy. Promoting a clean and green environment while tackling environmental threats.
Join Anambra Urban Regeneration Council AURC to achieve the solution agenda.
Solution is here.
Signed, Architect Michael Okonkwo, Chairman, Anambra Urban Regeneration Council AURC.
Welcome back to the program Issues, an ABS radio and television program. And today, as we said earlier, we want to address the incessant building collapse in Nigeria. And of course, we have TPL Town Planner Dr. Joaquin Olase, former Director of Cartography and National Population Commission, Abuja. Is a retired, is a senior citizen. And also we have Engineer Fimba Ajebu, Chairman, Nigerian Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State Chapter. Once again, we welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
Yes. Doc, what's your impression about building collapse in Nigeria?
Thank you. Building collapse in Nigeria is really very rampant nowadays, although in some states. However, there's no state that will claim that there's no building that has collapsed. But the most important thing we should look at is what's the causes of that building collapse. But before we go there, I would like us to look into, for a layman, which professionals are in charge of building collapse, what is related to building. We have what we call the built environment. For information, I've been the chairman of NITP, Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, Anambra State Chapter, and also chairman of Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria, former. What I mentioned then is that in that association,
you are in the system.
Yeah, in that association of professional bodies, we have 30 professionals and 4 sectors. We have the built environment. We have the finance, we have the legal, and we have the health. In the built environment, we have 7 core professionals that are responsible for the built environment. We have the architects, the engineers, the town planners, the builders, quantity surveyors, asset management, and quantity are the 7 of them. And each of them has a role to play in what we are doing. I normally go elementary when I want to explain something. If you look at a virgin land, for instance, that wants to start development, that Oka is a virgin land, no building is there. The first professional that will go into that virgin land is a land surveyor who will go and do the survey plan of that virgin land, maybe 10 hectares or 100 as case may be. He will now give it a town planner for layout drawings, what they call layout plan, where you can now have the layouts, middle density, low density, mixed uses, residential, commercial, industrial, schools, and other social infrastructure like hospitals and schools. Then after that, the town planner will also give it back to the surveyor to do parcellation of these plots. It's when these plots have been parcellated that individual developers can now approach to get a land. When you have a piece of land and you want to do a duplex, you should look for an architect, look for an engineer, look for a town planner. These are the three professionals that look for in terms of designing, because they have architectural designing, we have structural aspect of the design where engineers will come in, and we also have the site analysis and the setback, what we call location plan, where town planners will come in. And that drawing will be submitted back to town planning for approval. For information, the town planners are mainly trained to give building permit. I call it building permit, permission to build. Then after that, in the Anambra Fiscal Planning Board, which is the law governing now, there's need for setting out where these core professionals will come in. Engineer must be there, architect and town planners and other, will be there to set up the plan. There's stage-by-stage inspection of the building, both from foundation to DPC level, from DPC to lintel to decking to completion. And it's when this thing is done that you now say the building is completed, and a state surveyor can survey that to give you the cost. If you look at these stages, it's division of labor. But we notice that in some places where building collapse, these stages are not being followed.
They are omitted. Doc, thank you very much for that comprehensive. I wanted, I was coming to that, the procedures and processes of erecting a structure. I'm coming to that. Just get ready for to answer the question why intending builders skip these processes. Please get ready. Let's go to Engineer Fimba. Engineer Fimba, when we talk about safety, we must talk about the processes of building. That why? What are the challenges of ensuring safety? I na gabiga before I what the safety. Stage skip these stages.
That's right. Thank you very much. Apatana construction sector, you know, there are various kinds of construction, and at each of the levels of construction, they are also required various levels of approvals. Then bringing into construction, you must consider priority safety, you know, and then safety, it cuts across all levels of construction. Even, like I said one time, in your home, safety is also captured in your home. And then when it comes to the subject of discussion today, the incessant building collapses and the areas of where you can practice safety or implement safety, I will take us back to, like you said, over 22 structures for the past year, 2024. Over 22 structures have been recorded to have collapsed in Nigeria. It's very sad. It's very sad. And out of these 22 structures, I can tell you comfortably that over 75% of them have not implemented safe practices, sincerely. And the reports which have come up across them all will point out that fact, that they've not implemented safety measures. And then you will see that majorly you have building collapses in some very big cities. Areas where you don't have vertical structures, what I mean, 4- or 5-story buildings, where you have 1- and 2-story buildings, bungalow and duplexes, you may not have very frequent building collapses. And such areas too, safety measures may have been probably considered very minimal. But for structures that come to 2, 3, 4, and 5-story buildings, you must consider safety as the forefront. And thank God I will make a case for Anambra State, because they have made it very paramount. Before you construct buildings that are above 2 and 3-story, you must get some exceptional approvals. If you don't get such approvals, you are not permitted to construct 2 and 3-story buildings. So it has become very evident that safety is what they are looking out for, safety of lives and property. So safety is an area where we encourage all states, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to continue to patronize personnel who understand the importance of safety of lives and properties. Because by getting such people engaged in construction, they will minimize almost zero loss of life.
They will minimize almost zero loss of life. And when I come to you, Doc, now tell us why intending builders skip these stages. Because stage need about 5 stages. When I say, how can I go through these stages to build a 1-story or 2-story building?
No, thank you very much. I don't think it's ambiguous. The only thing is that one is ignorance in terms of the populace and sensitization. For example, you know, we have 21 local planning authorities. We have Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board, and we have 21 planning authorities in 21 local government area. So I was in one of the places, I think in Nnewi South, one man was making a quarrel and say, how can they come and mark my building? Bad, you know, and you know, no, that is not a township. That even that mark is building rate. The sense of marking rate is for you to submit your plan. It doesn't mean you have already committed an offense. But the law says that for any development, including fencing, any development on land, you must submit the approval to local planning authority in local government area for them to look at that building and advise you. As you said, the process is very simple. Just if you want to construct, you meet an architect qualified with number to make your design. Then you also look for an engineer for structure, as he said, and other safety devices. Because if they don't do it, and you just decided, you know, many medicine engineers now, when anybody that's construction in the village, they call that person engineer. Like in my town, somebody answering engineer, but it's not even an engineer.
That is an unable block.
Building a lot of buildings. So when you go there, they will just look at the chart and tell you this is the fee you have to pay. After paying that fee, they will advise you professionally, so that your building should be approved before you start building it. For instance, now, you know, the solution governor is constructing a lot of highways in Anambra State. If we are moving from Wago to Ne, we see a lot of buildings being destroyed. Assuming government want to pay compensation, all those unapproved buildings will not get kobo. That's right. Because government don't know about them. Government don't know about those buildings. It's only when you approve your building that government know that that building is existing, is official. Any unapproved building is illegal. So we advise people to really go for approval. It's not cumbersome. Like I told you, just be an architect, draw that, they give you the cost, you pay. They'll come inspect the site. And then when you want to set out, also these core professionals, engineers, architect, builder, and town planner should be there to help you set it well. And then monitor the stage by stage build. There are certificates they issued on that. There's a place an engineer will certify and take an undertaking, like very high-rise buildings that you have to prove engineer undertaking because it's a very high-rise building. So what we're advocating for is for people to do the normal thing, get approval for a building. We have less building collapse in Anambra State. Thank you.
Thank you. The program is Issues, an ABS radio and television program. Today we are addressing incessant building collapse in Nigeria. And we have in the studio TPL, Town Planner Dr. Joaquin Oulase, former Director of Cartography, Nigeria National Population Commission, Abuja, and of course former Chairman of Town Planning, Nigeria Institute of Town Planners in Anambra State chapter. So we have authorities in the house, and of course Engineer Fimba Jebu, Chairman, Nigeria Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State chapter. Call us and tell us maybe if you have any experience or somebody that is building, without permission, you let us know so that in the physical planning, Mark X, you will tell us more about the Mark X because I don't get Mark X no destroy weapon aluzina no bia kanye marihin.
Yes.
0904 956 0826 0904 956 0826 or 0706 538 1320. 0706-538-1320, and we are live on Facebook, Anambra Broadcasting Service. Like us, and then you can also ask a question and make contribution. The professionals are here to answer you. We take another message from our sponsor. Please stay tuned.
Anambra State Urban Regeneration Council. Let us join hands to build Anambra State. Kaniji Kota Council, Dozi Anambra State. Anambra de
Governor Chukwuma Soludo's urban regeneration agenda is truly transforming Anambra State into the most livable smart mega city, a vision of homeland that is the preferred destination in which to live, invest, learn, work, relax, and enjoy. Promoting a clean and green environment while tackling environmental threats.
Join Anambra Urban Regeneration Council AURC to achieve the solution agenda.
Solution is here.
Signed, Architect Michael Okonkwo, Chairman, Anambra Urban Regeneration Council AURC.
Welcome back to the program Issues, an ABS radio and television program, and today we are addressing incessant building collapse in Nigeria. We have TPA Dr. Joaquin Oulase, former Director of Cartography, National Population Commission, Abuja, and of course former Chairman, Nigeria Town Planners, Anambra State Chapter, and Engineer Fimba Jebu, Chairman, Nigeria Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State Chapter. And a lot of calls are beginning to come in. Let's start picking them before we go back to our guests. Say hello. Hello. All right, 0904 956 0826 0904 956 0826. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Because Canada and the prophet and the John
Oh, Dal.
Thank you.
Yeah. David Moore, Nananka. I'm not even going to come back. For example, Benja Tito, the case line and I had go and buy and I'm only can I saw them well of furniture to stand down a head bridge. And I put the car at Inaya. On and 3 5 16 when I 16 well. On the South, I'm a water. What am I doing? Whatever 3 5 16 what a lot my kids I didn't give you a wound. Well, and I had the mama to go down. I can't tell all them well for them. You will get your wife when we did it in the Pakaran. You get to the Yama. So I'm not going engineer, everything engineer, mother for Golo. Kaba go see, and the thing is, we're there. And I cannot conjure all no mess to the money. Can you back again? You only know a little Lunda, and a yes, I am. It is yes, Ananya. But who now would that go down or don't enter the Zopa? Who named the region of only didn't know the money. ọkụ gwara ase dị enwechie mmiri wụwa ya nakọta ọsọ nke ya kama ihe o jewe ọsọ nke ya omewu na ahụ ekwuru ala onye nwe onye injinia wee injinia gụrụ akwụkwọ maala nọ bụ onye anyị ije jiri ọna ihe ọgụkọta ihe ahụ ndị na-ahụ maka onwe ha ka unu si ga top work enene ya mara akara ngwa eji arụ ya onye ahụ ibe a na tụmadị okịta ihe garala ọnụ eze ọnwụ
Daalụ.
thank you no
Mama, Daalụ, happy Sunday to you. Stop work on a map obi. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
This is Stanley calling from Mbaoku.
Stanley Ganero.
My question goes to the professors in the house. Are they trying to tell us that all the building that is carrying on, are they not following the procedure that all the time we discover, we hear about the collapses of houses? And again, what I'm trying to say is that Nigeria is dealing with who you know, is not what you know, that all this thing is happening. But what I mean by who you know is that they do employ people that are professors in the field, but they employ people with connection. So we need to do something about that. And we should investigate. We have to be checking every moment, every time, that everything is moving all right. And then everything will be all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Doc, one more question. Also, I need follow our procedures.
Yes, some of them did not follow the procedure, because let me not say all of them. Why I say some of them is that in every trade there will be a Judice.
Absolutely.
If you really see a building that follow the procedure, it will be hard for that building to collapse. However, like the last speaker said about standard materials, when I was in secondary school, my father was a this wood seller in Onitsha. There's something we call wall plate. That is a wood you can use to roof. That's 3 by 4. That's the first wood you place after leveling a house. We also have 2 by 4, which is rafter, and then you have 2 by 2, which is poline. But you know, if you go to the market now, you see 1 inch by 1 inch. That 2 by 2 is 2 inches by 2 inches. But what they have in the market now is 1 inch by 1 inch, and they still call it poline and use it to even a carpenter that wants to not just climb on top, it will break. Yes. So I think there's need for this standard organization that's there's some sensitization going to this market. As I'm talking about wood, it's also applicable to rods. When you see original calf complete system web, you see that it's now something very low. So I think there's need for us as professionals. APBN has tried to do that. Go to this market, make the market masters just in the factory. Let them stop producing 1 inch by 1 inch as poline. And then when you see 2 by 4, it will just be like 2 by 2. In this aspect, the standard will also increase, and we also reduce the quality. But as I said, some of the buildings that collapse don't go for approval. You can hardly see a building that went through process of approval and see collapse, because the professionals will really have to come in. Although, for information, we also have what we call professional packer. I normally say it. Professional packer in the sense that I'm a town planner by profession, but you know that when we're in school, I normally do construction method with engineering, 1 and 2. I did land surveying, I did the evaluation. I can draw a building as a town planner, because we are, as a sister department, we call the environmental department. I can even value a building as an estate. Then if I move and start doing that job, I'm a professional packer. My job is to give the layouts what we call land uses, either medium density, high density, industrial, and zoning, then you can now give it to other professions to do their own bit. That is why if we go to some of these layouts we're having now in the Mbako and some of the towns around, you see that the roads are very small because it's not the people that are supposed to do it, which are town planners that did the layout. Other professions might have been involved, so they don't know the standard road. For information, a standard road is supposed to be minimum of 10 meters. But you notice that many of our roads are not in that. This is applicable also to building standard, which the structural engineer will know how to take care of. So when you don't do it and place some concrete on that, it will collapse. So what we are trying to say that let our professionals mind their job. Non-professionals, don't answer an engineer when you are not an engineer.
That's right.
That will reduce the number of buildings that collapse in the country. Thank you.
Professional quackery.
Yeah.
Oh, you brought him for one as a so that we go imitation original.
Yes.
I come to you, Engineer Pimba. Can environment degradation, environment, can it affect building collapse?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, you see, the building stands on an established soil. And if the soil has been contaminated with various other materials that are not biodegradable, it becomes a problem. A lot of garbage, litters in an environment, you just start building without testing the soil structure. Oh, fundamentally, that building is going to collapse. It's like going to where they have been dumping refuse dump for over the years. And now, my dirty, my nylon, my plastics, my ankewa. You just see a kilo of 2-3 story building. You are preparing setting a death trap on them, madam. So it is very evident that such places, you evacuate the topsoil as much as 6 to 7 feet down the earth. You evacuate it all and fill it with sharp sand. And if there's a laterite, we fill it, it has a concrete work in the foundation. I think environmental degradation affects grossly the construction industry in terms of building and every other structure, even bridges and all that. Because if you have low bridges, the topsoil, they will test not do suitable and sustainable for a concrete work. They evacuate the topsoil and they bring fresh sand and they fill the entire place before a concrete work actually. The construction work is certainly going to collapse. So the polluted environment that has the soil is so contaminated, it affects buildings certainly.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, engineer.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for the program. I've seen that
location,
procedures. Okay. My name is Kingsley. I'm calling from Anambra.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, of all the procedures, I don't think the most important one is being looked into by our engineers. And the most important one is what material the person, the builder, uses in building his building, especially the block. Because you see that for one bag of cement, some people, they mold 50, 60 blocks with just one bag. So in my own observation, in my mind, I think when a building starts, the engineer should be there to monitor, to see that the blocks are quality blocks.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Doc, it's talking about maybe political control of
yes,
construction materials.
Construction materials like the block.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, it's talking about quality material like the block. In as much as block and engineers known is not a load-bearing material per se in terms of the building, but all the same, there's some mixtures you do in terms of block setting, that will make that block to be low. Well, what I mean by that is that you can see the skeleton of a very high-rise building. You can only see the raw without even putting the block. Later you partition them. Block, engineering-wise, is not a load-bearing material. However, you can't just use one bag of cement to produce 50. It's too much.
It's crazy.
Because that means it will be sand. What I'm trying to say that that's the essence of the standard, because if really those procedures, as I said, for information, we are advocating for an agency. We are talking with the state government during the building collapse. We presented papers there. We call Anambra State Building Quality Control Agency. It's not yet established, but I hope Mr. Governor, being a listening governor, can still do that. What we mean by that is that apart from Fiscal Planning Board and ADA, who will give us the building permit, when they now give the building permit to approve, it has been approved for you to go and build. These drawings now will go to this new agency that where will be stocked with mainly engineers, builders, architects. Town planner will also be there to check the setback. They will start monitoring the stage by stage procedure of any building in the local, because it should be in the 21 local government areas. It's happening in Lagos and some other states, but we are really talking with the solution governor is looking at it vis-a-vis the Fiscal Planning Board, because Fiscal Planning Board, town planners by profession is not really the structural engineer. Our own is to make land uses, layouts, give you building approval. You're supposed to build here. This is low density. This is high density. This is the floor you will stop. Then when you start reconstruction, engineers and architects and builders will come in. The town planner will also supervise in terms of setback to know what is happening. Yeah. When this is done, I think we reduce building. A lot of building that's collapsing in the state.
Can I come in that area? Yes. The gentleman that just spoke, I think to add to what the TPL has spoken about, you see, it is very essential that the government agency, specifically Standard Organization of Nigeria, as the name implies, is very direct. It's their full responsibility. All materials that are involved in any form of building, any type of building construction, no matter how it is, they have a responsibility to fundamentally check those materials as long as they are coming into the states or into the countries, wherever they may be coming from. The rods, even the blocks that are being molded within a state. SON has a responsibility to, from time to time, check these block industries, certify them. There are block industries that you go, you will see SON certified, and there are some of them that at some lungu that you don't have to go and start patronizing them because they don't have SON certified. Such places are where you find one bag, as the gentleman said, one bag to 50, one bag of cement to 50 blocks. It's crazy. That's more than intended. Because normally if a major knock at because they want to maximize profit and at the detriment of lives. In as much as some blocks at various arms of the building, you are making your rooms and partitioning. You might have some that won't have so much load and won't contribute so much to holding the building. But that does not mean in making profit you need to put people's lives at risk. So there are standards which SON will follow up, and even the rods that are used, like he said earlier, when you see 16 mm, when you're 16 mm. Or they have 16 mm. It is laughable, highly laughable. If there's a measure, on a 12 mm can about 16 mm. I think then we're a small one, we're a big one, full gauge and small gauge. You begin to wonder, is SON and the other agencies that are responsible, federal government agencies, and also what? And they take away their responsibilities. Are they implementing a full task force on this? Because these are the things. Obviously, it was a block 50 to one bag, or below 55 to one bag, or none about here. And then there was a road 16 mm or compromise, the below 12 mm. And then another here, it now floods the market. And when it floods the market, it becomes a major problem. Because when it has become a tradition, so we encourage these agencies, standard organization, at the same time the federal agencies, to ensure that they are up to their responsibilities and enforce these things because the law has empowered them. Thank you.
We are live on Facebook, Anambra Broadcasting Service. The program is used, and we're here addressing incessant building collapse in the society. TPA Dr. Joaquin Olase is here, former director of cartography, National Population Commission, and of course, former Nigerian Institution of Town Planners, chairman, Anambra State Chapter. Engineer Fimba Jewu is also here, chairman, Nigerian Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State Chapter. Call us 0706-538-1320. We are live on Facebook. Remember, you like us, you also send your comment or you share. Hello. Good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is
Your name and location, please.
I say my name is Dick. I'm calling from Oji River.
Calling from Oji River. Yes, go ahead.
I say, yeah, okay, so please, I want to ask a question on that.
We can't get
Let us assume that person, I know all of it now because all that now, people also let's remember explanation that now, people see me of before they do the start. All that I know all of it now. That's what we get all the land. That's what we made every time. Now we know to the level. So all I have to do, all the that so we don't see that now ever. We just go to the that now ever on the attack as there. But how can I bad? Can we find out what you're amazing? Or destroy the other smart video all before you're amazing.
Hello. Doc, you cannot joke us all because.
Okay, I'm asking a question. I said that there is that now I'm building a house. And then everything going to say that is the level. And I will now bad no lot. If I'm not happy for all those things, the other go. So I will now I got no other for that stage. So I will not know what I said. I'm not going to put it there, cut it little level. I'm not going to put it on now. That I so I will not know any mistake at that house now. Both the software and also the location and all those things. They will not make a mistake now. Maybe destroy the house.
Okay.
Or then I keep it in the that I'm not about before. I handled the software before we do all that. I don't know if it's little level.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think your question is very good and professional. You are asking us if you have started a building, maybe up to lintel level, before the town planners of scope of plan officers came and noticed that there's default in your building. What are you going to do? Really, that building has to be corrected if it's a correctable one.
Certainly.
If it's not a correctable one, they have to pull it down. You start afresh.
That's right.
Because because they don't have enough staff, that's why they are doing sensitization for town unions to villagers to help them. Before you start setting up, that's what I said. They're supposed to be there to guide you. So you don't supposed to start a building. You don't supposed to be there to start a building without them being there. And if you default in that and started that building and they notice that there's a defect, they have to, if it's correctable one, they can do without pulling down all the buildings. They have to do that. But if they can't, that building has to be demolished and they will start, you start afresh. Because ignorance of the law is not an excuse. I told you of a local government, even in Anambra West has a local planning authority. Before you develop in that any local government area, the fiscal planning board officers should know that you are building and you should have approval before you start building. But if by peradventure they didn't know, there's need for them to come and do the right thing. Because if that was not done and that building continues, and collapse, it will be more disastrous. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, very quickly. Thank you. If perhaps give one wegi boy na lo search mo one name or you know kilikili na search we feel about career bad. I mean, on a quite advisable. Man, I'm a chief edema. Man, I in the China in banket in there. If
you see something, say something.
I get in the na kauno in the pump in the
yeah, when you're from the back around, I'm not do no.
So on a do my even on the choice quadruno because Or may take you so much. Anyway, agencies soon around. I told you, Gallo. What get be what a block the suitable? What get be what the standard? What can you get the engineer see the registered in a license? Okay, in a license. Yeah, many legal so that don't work if it's where that Emmanuel they penalize there. Although I will not give well assurance now, only if men know ya HD. But no one cause them a license, no even men on a liu, or one alia, a chobby, and was a quail, or Kagam, Tiogan and some. So now the advisable, we don't know. Jota CS of man. That is why the essence of ABS, I don't commend ABS. This avenue, they can get now. Because we are saving a lot of lives by just this awareness. It's really going down to the grassroots. So because because encourage them, let them come meet the agencies. Anambra State with material testing lab. A test give accuracy test. In for the fees and a so come away naga.
Yes, there is somebody I know. He built a 3-story building. Each stage, right from the foundation, he'll go and notify them. Please, actually, maybe don't know.
Yes.
They will come. In fact, don't make the crusade. But I don't want to say that. Each stage will be a foundation, a foundation. And a ruling tell Ojegwa actually they will come. And a ruling that was, the way he followed it. 1 out of 10. As far as I know. Okay, you call us 070904956082 0706538120. Issues is the program. Hello.
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 Sunday.
No Kozo. Sunday no Kozo. Oboji. Please go ahead. Hello. Ganiru.
Engineer ọbụla na-alụ ụlọ ọbụla ka ha si effort ka ha ghara ịhụ nke ha ga-arụcha ọ dakwa ọ dịrị mma isi na ike.
Thank you very much. All right, we are live on Facebook, Anambra Broadcasting Service, and you can call us 0904-956-0826. The professionals are here. Hello. Good afternoon.
ọwụ na ọyọ dịka 1 dekin ma 2 dekin nke a ga-awa ana onye asị a dịkwere ya ka ọ wụrụ 4 ma 5 because ịma na enwere ike foundation na steeti a ga-akpa na awụrụ na 2 dekin ka ọ ga-ebu ma ọ 3 onye ahụ emetịrị ya ahụ si amere ka ọ wụrụ 4 ma 5 ịma na o nwere ka ọ dị because o nwere ike ọ gaghị agwara ya ọwa gwa onye injinia ya adịgharị ya injinia kwesịrị esi ya mba n'ihe ọ na-emebere ọ ga-adị ka injinia ọ ga-anara ya ego ka o bugo nke 5 ahụ maka ebe na ebe mepere emepe gị na ewuzi 5 6 5 mana ọfọ ka emere ma ọtara asị m na-ajụa maka ndị mara anya nọ na studio ekenekwe m nọ
Doc, ọ dị na preventing building collapse, promoting professional training and certification.
Question ọ jụrụ bụ a typical question ife na-eme eme in terms of onye ga-anyị wee kwu na approval. As I said, a na-enwe ihe a na-akpọ scheme. Any layout of a scheme. Like what I mean by scheme, no 1 story level can I actually more than 1 story. And we're about 3 story. If got water, if I approve for 4 story. If got GRA, if I brought it against him, I approve. When some layouts, town planners in our plan, quote the scheme. And they be approval, they will also give you the approval based on the level. For example, when you get the approval for 2-story building, about the same foundation 2-story building or waranana, 3 yebu. About 4 yebu, 5 yebu. So engineers should not collect money and they add the floor. If you want to add any floor, you have to go back to starting board again to redraw, and then the engineer will do the structure again. Go back for a reapproval before you come back if the scheme permits it. So I know even most of these collapsed buildings, here for a foundation of 1-story building, a 2-story building, that will obviously collapse. So the answer to onye jụrụ ajụjụ bụ na engineer ama anara ego add ya one floor, 2 floor. Now foundation almost only one story building ka ọ ga-ebu. Because that is a very serious effect. It will collapse. And many people may be involved, or lives and property will be destroyed. So that's the answer to that question. Thank you.
Yes, very, very cool. Ajụjụ ejụrụ dị mkpa rinne maka na ọtụtụ ndị na-egekwe ntị ma ndị chọrọ ime such thing now ama m nwa ndị na-ege anyị ntị. So biko design go your building, imego the drawing. It is accepted for 2 decking. Maka akpịlị ma ịchọkwa ka itinye ka ego wee rie nne na nata rent ma na-atakwa ihe ndị ọzọ amara m ịchọkwa ka ịtụkwasị ya gba mmụọ ije nweta engineer nwe license o nweghị ka o mee such a thing. Ọ dị against an unethical, very unethical and unprofessional. Ọ dị na law n'iwu na mmadụ nye gị ihe neneche the full drawing ọ ya afụgodo the original drawing of that building before advice ya gị ife ya eme ọ manụ kata ya just gwa ya ti one more decking o je wụlwata no engineer eme na ọfa bụrụ engineer nwe license o engineer nwere license o mere nye ọgbafuo na liga ego na lie o ife ya eme o lie gị ego ọ bụghị nwa ya tawazi ahụfịa. Such things are bound to fail because you know such a structure ọ ya ada ọ bụrụ iji maka na ife ti na n'okpuru na anya abụrụ ife kwesị iti one more decking on top.
Hello.
Sunday Teroboli. Onye nchọpụ ikwu.
Okay, Sunday.
Teroboli. Ihe nchọrọ ikwu bụ ihe asụrụ udo na-arụ. Na nwakwa nwoke m na-esi ekene wesoro udo ọ na-atụrụ anyị maka ije n'ụlọ nkịta anụ ihe ọ na-arụ n'aka. Ọma nwoke m na-esi kene wesoro udo ya jisi ike n'ọrụ.
Daalụ ekele ya ịma nkịta fụ onye nwe ya mee n'ọdụ etu ọ bụrụ na o jiri ihe ọ ga-enye ya. Hello. Good afternoon.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you. Your name and location.
Okay, that is more about because I didn't want to be for it.
Onye?
So,
we didn't hear you very well. But Jogi
I said, CK Nako. I'm calling from Enugu.
Okay.
So, please, one of my brother, he's building a house, and my city also. The fact that on our downstairs, but that's what I was able to wear by time, and not why it was upstairs. In the same building, the plan of everything downstairs. Why you couldn't know what so now all I want to hold it why I'm on the other one over the area, and they want to do and they want to side by side, they want not different places inside the beauty. So now that engineer that contract or the possible that about to make out of him. Please, I'm asking this question because
yes, it's not a bad. You called in from Enugu.
I say my name is Kingsley. I'm calling from Enugu, Oju River.
Which side? Oju River. Hello.
Guys, I'm calling from. I don't know what they call that place. I'm from Nigeria.
Where is the thing happening? Where is the building?
Where's the site?
My place.
Where is the site? Where is your state? Hello?
Yes, I'm from the place called Switch.
We can't get you very clearly. The site.
I say I'm from a place called Switch.
Beautiful. Where is the site? Is this the site of the building?
The site is located in my own hometown, in my village.
In your hometown. So in Abia State. And there been any high
So
what I'm saying is that I don't buy the idea of him. I don't buy the idea of him changing his mind to upstairs.
Yes. Thank you. Now you listen.
If you are beyond the gender level, then you now tell me that you want to change
Thank you for raising the alarm. Thank you for raising the alarm. And
what I'm saying in that effect, that's a good information. And I want to tell him that I didn't give us a specific local government area or town, we will signal Abia because professionals will link up through our WhatsApp groups and networking. There's no town planner in Nigeria that I may not know in any of the states.
That's not Umunochi.
So if it's Umunochi, I have to link up with the chairman of Abia, who will now inform the fiscal planning board to really go and save life.
Yeah.
Because one is that is a bungalow that was intended to be done. The foundation was done on bungalow. Now I want to do it 1 or 2 story building. So that is a disaster.
It's dangerous.
So what we are going to do is after the program, we have to set up, I have to inform my colleagues in Abia to really thoroughly check through their field work, fiscal planners that are there, whether such thing is happening in Umunochi. We're going to track it. So because professionally we are linked by network, we know ourselves throughout the whole country. Because have a common WhatsApp groups, how we can communicate. So thank you for the information.
Yes,
we are going to do
indeed.
the needful.
All right, before we go, we take last message from our sponsor.
Anambra State Urban Regeneration Council. Let us join hands to build Anambra State. Kanyichi Kotaka, Solo Dozi Anambra State. Anambra Dima, Odiri Monagi.
Governor Chukwuma Soludo's urban regeneration agenda is truly transforming Anambra State into the most livable smart mega city, a vision of homeland that is the preferred destination in which to live, invest, learn, work, relax and enjoy. Promoting a clean and green environment while tackling environmental threats.
Join Anambra Urban Regeneration Council AURC to achieve the solution agenda.
Solution is here.
Signed, Architect Michael Okonkwo, Chairman, Anambra Urban Regeneration Council AURC.
Right, welcome back to the program Issues, an ABS radio and television program. And in the last 45 minutes or thereabout, we've been addressing incessant building collapse in the society. And in the house, we've been in the house with TPL Dr. Joaquin Olase, former Director of Cartography, National Population Commission, Abuja, and of course, former Nigerian Institution of Town Planners, Anambra State. 30 seconds, Doc, advice again,
No, thank you very much. I just want to thank the governor, especially our sponsor, Urban Regeneration. That's a very good idea. Urban Regeneration in Town Planning Palace can also be called urban renewal. What do? They go to decayed cities and regenerate it. Let me use their word, regenerate it, make it new. Like we have done in Maloko in those olden days. So that's what we want to do in some of the decayed cities like Kokoko and these places. Also, we're also trying to say that these laws, well, fiscal planning laws, should be properly constituted in Anambra State. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. I want to commend the ABS at the same time, thank them for this opportunity. For all listeners, please, male and female, wherever you are, across board, even online and currently listening, please endeavor to reduce and contribute rather to reducing building collapse, because the role you play from this piece of information we have given to you can add value and save life. It may not be yours, it might be somebody else's whom you know. So please, building construction, before you build, follow the proper agencies, reach out, ask better questions, and then you will save life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Fimba Jegu, Chairman, Nigerian Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State Chapter, and TPL Dr. Joaquin Olase, former Director of Cartography, National Population Commission, and of course, former Chairman, Nigerian Institution of Town Planners, Anambra State Chapter. I want to thank you very much for coming to the program. Dalono.
Thank you very much.
Dalono. On behalf of everybody in the house, and of course, my producer, Don Onyenji, I am Eze Onwuji. See you again. Bye for now.